Hello, thank you for attending this No Limits to Growth webinar. I'm Amir Abidi, and I'm one of the directors here at Remit One. I've been in the money transfer industry for a while, and I wanted to share my thoughts and experiences with you today. Over the next 20 minutes, I will go over the various challenges that money service businesses, including startup ventures, money transfer operators, banks, and telcos, face in the industry. I will offer you advice and practical suggestions on how you can overcome our money transfer industry's challenges and break these limits. I will also show you how you can achieve massive success by tapping into new markets with minimum resistance. This webinar is ideal for CEOs and heads of operations, compliance, and IT. You can be any of these, and you can be representing a new or established money transfer operator, a bank, a telco, a mobile money operator, or even a post office. Or you might have a unique business model and you may wish to turn it into a successful business. Now let me ask you here, does this sound like your business? Based on our research, if you are the CEO, your priorities from a high-level perspective would most likely be centered around business growth and regulation. And you will also have a budget to consider at all times. If you are involved with or overseeing operations, you will most likely be thinking about managing disparate information from multiple areas of your business. You might be dealing with unstructured data, which needs to be structured or organized. You will probably also be concerned about streamlining operational tasks and processes, or should I say automating your processes and eliminating manual tasks that are quite often labor intensive. Other big challenges you will probably have on your mind are data migration and integrations with the various correspondent agents and banks you work with or plan to work with. How would you go about addressing these issues? How would you find the right agent or correspondent bank if you haven't found one already? Relax, a solution is available. If you're overseeing compliance at your firm, you're most likely looking at optimizing your processes relating to know your customer, anti-money laundering, and fraud mitigation. Of course, major aspects of security will also fall under your remit. If you are responsible for the IT systems at your firm, you are most likely looking at ensuring all IT systems are running on a robust, reliable, and secure infrastructure. Bandwidth, disaster recovery, and latency are always on your mind. You most likely have the responsibility of carrying out FTP and Webservices API-based integrations with third-party agents and correspondent banks. This is, of course, a major responsibility. How would you feel if there was a solution to address all these concerns and make life easier for you? Well, there is, and I'll show you how the solution works. Before I get more into the solutions, I would like to tell you a bit about ourselves. We at Remit One have been working in the money transfer space for a decade. We have built business technology solutions for a range of startups, money transfer operators, banks, exchange houses, and telecoms operators. Several regulators across the globe like us because of the features and functionality our platforms have, and the special emphasis we place on security, KYC, and AML compliance. We have solid partnerships with some of the world's leading money transfer consultants who help our clients with issues pertaining to licensing, bank accounts, and regulation. We work with several established lobby groups in the money transfer industry, including the International Association of Money Transfer Networks, International Money Transfer Conferences, and the National Money Transmitter Association. Some of our clients, after having adopted our platforms, have witnessed a 3,500% increase in their transaction volumes. Our clients include the likes of United Bank for Africa, Tempo, Banco do Brasil, ABS-CBN, and Alfredan Exchange. Big names. Our platforms also integrate with leading MTOs and banks, including Small World, Seagay, Madut, ICICI Bank, BDO Unibank, ML Willier, eTransact, and others. Our platforms are helping bring about standardization in the industry, facilitating communication between various money transfer operators, banks, and other value-added service providers over a common set of APIs. Because of our vast network and compliance tools, and in cooperation with other industry stakeholders, we are making it easier for industry members to promote formal channels. Now, let me tell you how to break those expansion limits I talked about earlier. The money transfer industry is one of the very few industries in the world that remain buoyant despite the 2007 economic recession. The number of remittances continue to rise year on year, and all you have to do is see the World Bank's report on remittances to verify this. The money transfer industry is in its growth phase, and the number of new entrants in this space is rising in an unprecedented way. There is plenty of room for startups and established businesses to grow in this trillion-dollar industry. The recent impressive valuations of some MTOs and investments being pumped into them by famous people have also boosted entrepreneurial interest. There are solutions to expand your ecosystem rapidly by connecting to the right agents and correspondent banks eager to do business with you. The remittance tracks connecting you with them are already in place. The industry is competitive, but the environment is very healthy as MTOs and banks work with each other to tap into markets they don't have direct access to. Microfinance institutions and telecoms operators are also entering the money transfer space. With their vast customer base of mobile and unbanked customers and their reach in undeveloped areas of the globe, they are changing the competitive landscape in the industry. And you can work with them because everybody in the industry is eager to work with each other, so everyone benefits due to increased transaction volumes, from the remitter through all the supply chain members to the beneficiary. So let me expand on what may be holding you back. Right now, the biggest investment in Europe is happening in areas of social inclusion of the unbanked, big data, asset management, cryptocurrency, and state-of-the-art digital security. These trending themes are aggressively being addressed in the financial technology space, FinTech for short, which is the reason why so much money is being poured into FinTech. Indeed, we have solutions available to address social inclusion, big data, cryptocurrency, and security. It is now easy to allow people to send money through legal channels at highly competitive rates. So you can connect rapidly with correspondent partners in new markets and increase transaction volumes by taking away the slice of the pie from informal channels. And the pie we are talking about is in the trillions. One of my favorite things that has happened in the industry is that remitters, migrant workers, beneficiaries, and even money transfer operators worldwide are no longer at the mercy of a handful of very large MTOs. So monopolization is diminishing here, providing ample opportunities for businesses on a level playing field to study customer behavior through sophisticated tools and offer customers a fantastic service at highly competitive rates. All of these points are possible to achieve. We are seeing it happen every day. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Here is what the CEO of one of the largest MTOs in Singapore had to say about choosing the right partner. The platform which we adopted a few years ago has enabled us to offer a significantly enhanced customer service. During this period, we have been able to increase the number of transactions by over 400%, remitted amount by over 200%, and witness profitability by 150%, while keeping the remittance charges the same. Here's another quote from one of the largest banks in Africa. This testimonial again tells you what type of things you should look for when searching for the right platform provider, or should I say your potential business technology solutions provider. We implemented the platform at UBA for 18 countries. We had a short implementation timeline and a couple of customizations and integrations with our core banking and other solutions. The timeline for completion was very aggressive, but with the relentless support from the platform provider, we were able to go live on time, within cost, and the solution surpassed its proposed benefits. I need to mention that the implementation and post-go live were all done remotely. This speaks volumes about the flexibility and agility of the solution and the adaptability of the platform provider's implementation team. Now, talking about how to help you get beyond regulatory limits. As you know, the money transfer industry is a heavily regulated one, so I'm sure you are aware of the regulatory requirements in the corridors you operate. You are aware of the tight regulations and challenges around licenses and bank accounts, and it is possible that you have been affected by this, whether directly or indirectly. You are of course aware of the constant threat of fraud and chargebacks in this space. Here are some of the questions that might be weighing heavily on your mind. How smoothly can I expand my business while staying compliant at all times in all my corridors of operation? If I want to expand, do I need new licenses, or can I passport my existing money transfer license to other jurisdictions? If I'm collecting payments through online and mobile channels from my customers, how do I address the KYC requirements? How do I mitigate fraudulent activity of my agent or customer through all these channels? Do I need a technology platform, or can I get by without it? These are all valid questions, but a bigger question is if there are achievable solutions available to address these questions. Fortunately, the answer is yes. Based on what we're witnessing in the industry firsthand, you need to start by finding the right technology platform. One reliable, robust, compliant, and secure platform with inbuilt AML compliance functionality will help address all these issues I mentioned in the last slide. The compliant platform will ensure all transactions are checked against AML sanctions lists, such as OFAC, DFAT, HM Treasury, and EU sanctions. The platform will also ensure appropriate velocity and volume checks are performed on each transaction and remitter and beneficiary. The platform will address fraud mitigation through integration with ID and document verification providers and ensure you are in your regulators' good books. The platform will also integrate with PCI DSS compliant payment gateways, allowing you to collect payment via debit cards and credit cards online. So if and when the auditors decide to knock on your door, tell them to sit down, serve them English tea, and confidently show them all audit trails in your platform. So your regulatory strategy is sorted here. See what one of the largest private banks in Bangladesh had to say about using a reliable, industry-proven platform to mitigate fraud. The platform enables us to mitigate fraud and stay compliant at all times through both of these channels. Creating compliance rules is very quick and simple in the platform, and I strongly recommend it. Now, to help you break operational limits. On the day-to-day running or operation side of your business, here are some of the questions that might be going through your head. How do I manage unstructured data? My team is not using the right tools, so I have to look at different systems to access the data I need to make informed decisions. My data is all over the place and I need to spend a lot of time and effort getting answers to simple business questions. Does automation of manual tasks actually reduce costs for me? Is it not going to be a long, never-ending process? How can I migrate data from my existing system to the new platform? And is that a wise thing to do? What about the workload on my operations team? Will they like it when I change systems? I have a small team managing large transaction volumes. How can I ensure I get easy to understand data on all my agents and transactions? A simple graphical user interface showing me graphs will be useful. Can I get this interface? Here's another set of questions that might be on your mind. What business models are my competitors or successful money transfer companies using in their business? What business model works best for me? And how can I tweak my operational processes with minimal disruption to my existing business? Or what operational processes can I put in place in my new business to ensure optimum business growth? If I have an agent model, how easy is it for me to add on the mobile app model or online portal to my agent model? Is it a complicated process? How long will it take? All valid questions, but are there solutions? Yes, there are solutions. And again, you need to start by addressing the technology platform. One proven automated platform with inbuilt workflow processes will help address all the issues I mentioned in the previous slide. Ensure that the business technology platform you find does data migration for you. The automated platform will ensure all your processes are streamlined and your labor-intensive tasks are automated. This will ensure you save time and costs and eliminate errors linked with manual tasks. The platform must come with sophisticated Webservices API and FTP functionality so you can rapidly and easily integrate with your third-party agents and correspondent banks who will be using their own systems. The platform should serve as an all-in-one platform, addressing all your regulatory, IT, compliance, and operational needs. And again, such a platform does exist and is right here, so you can make use of this information when preparing your strategy for operations. Again, the proof is in the pudding. Look what one of the money transfer industry's leading experts has to say about this platform. The platform has been built to meet the needs of all types of banks and money transfer operators. It has been developed with a thorough understanding of the remittance market and therefore addresses the specific needs of the industry. This contrasts with a number of other systems which are really adjusted banking systems and are not appropriate for remittance operations. And finally, helping you break technology limits. As it has by now become apparent to you, in order to successfully ensure your business's expansion and fulfill regulatory requirements and automate your operations processes, you need to address the fundamental thing on which everything else rests, and that is technology. If you do not have robust and scalable technology, Your business, whether existing or newly established, will not fly in this day and age. Well, I hope you enjoyed this webinar. I certainly did. I hope you found it genuinely useful. A lot of research and experience has gone into preparing this webinar, and a lot more effort has gone into putting together an end-to-end solution for you. I had promised you at the start of this webinar session that towards the end of it, you will know how to create business strategies for expansion, operations, regulation, and technology. I hope you feel that I have kept my promise. Please let me know if you feel that I haven't. I value your feedback. But remember that if you want to break these limits and grow your business, you must commit to everything I've shared with you here today.